Hello everyone, today I will discuss the lesson 2 in our opportunity seeking, which is understanding the marketplace and the consumers. Marketing environment is the combination of external and internal factors and forces which affects company abilities to establish a relationship and serve its customers. The marketing environment of a business consists of an internal and external environment. The marketing environment surrounds and impacts upon the organization. There are key elements to the marketing environment, which are the microenvironment and the macro environment. Well, marketers build both internal and external relationships. Marketers aim to deliver value to satisfied customers, so we need to assess and evaluate our internal business, corporate environment, and our external environment, which is subdivided into macro and macro. What is macro environment? It is less controllable. The macro environment consists of much larger, all-encompassing influences from the broader global society. Here we will consider culture, political issues, technology, the natural environment, economic issues, and demographic factors, among others. Under macro environment is demographics. Businesses need to be aware of changes in general population. Is the age distribution changing? Are household patterns changing? Major changes in ethnicity are critical to identify. Watch population shift to see if the population in cities or rural area are changing to determine if segments of the population are leaving one area for another. Another one is economics. In a recession, people lose job or worry about the happening to them. This makes consumers less willing to spend their disposable income. However, in an economic expansion, job security makes people more willing to spend their disposable income. If your customer use disposable income to buy your product, knowing where your economic cycle helps you plan production. Another is social and cultural. Every nation has a set of core cultural beliefs that are passed from generation to generation. Changes in these core beliefs affect consumer purchases. Another is technological. The development of new technology can be dramatically affect needs and wants. For example, the internet completely changed the way people communicate. If you walk into the electronics retailer or department store, you will literally see hundreds of new products that will directly tied to the growth of the internet. That shift to the internet resulted in a new consumer needs and wants, opening the door for smart companies to take advantage for the opportunity. Another is megatrends. Most of the forces discussed here will only affect certain segments of consumers and businesses. Their effect will diminish over time. A new forces, however, affect nearly every segment of our civilization, and their effects last generation. We refer to these forces as megatrends. We go to microenvironment. Microenvironment variables are close to the firms and include the suppliers, marketing intermediaries, customer market, competition, and public. Microenvironment also refers to the internal environment of the company and affects not only marketing but also the departments such as management, finance, research and development, human resource, purchasing, operation, and accounting. Under microenvironment is the customer. Customer have the most direct microeconomic impact on the business. The simple fact is that you can't successfully operate a for-profit company without attracting targeted customer. Another is employees. Your workers produce, sell, or the service the goods and service that drive your business. The availability of qualified, motivated employees for your business type is vital to economic success. The third one is distribution channels and suppliers. So Sourcing goods used in production or resale and distributing your inventory to customer are important as well. Manufacturers rely on material suppliers and resale companies rely on manufacturers or wholesalers to transport goods. To operate profitable, you need to get good value on products and supplies and in turn, offer good value to customer with accessible solution. Another is competitors. The level of competition also impact your economic livelihood. In theory, more competition means your share of dollars customers spend diminishes. However, a large number of competitors in the industry usually signify lot of demands for the product or services provided. If an industry lacks competition, you might not even enough demand to succeed in the long run. Another under microenvironment is the investor. Shareholders and investors may help fund your company at startup or as you look to grow. Without funds to build and expand, you likely can't operate a business. You could look to creditors, but you have to repay loans with interest. By taking on investors, you share the risk of operating and often gain support and expertise. Another is media and general public. Your local community and media also affect your ongoing business image. Communities often support companies that provide jobs, pay taxes, and operate with social and environmental responsibility. If you don't do this, you may run into negative public backlash. Local media often help your story for better or for worse. What is competitive intelligence? It is a marketing information that helps marketers and other members of an organization better understand their competitors and competitive market dynamics. Common types of competitive intelligence include the following: the product information, market share and penetration, pricing strategy, competitive positioning and messaging, and win or lose analysis. When you say product information, who is making product that compete with your offerings? What feature or capabilities make this product attractive to prospective customer? How do they features compare to yours? How are the product packaged and offered to the customer? When we say market share and penetration, which companies in your competitive market sell the most product to your target market and how much do they sell? Which organizations are considered the market leaders? How is market share evolving over time? In pricing strategy, what do competitors charge for their product? What pricing structure and strategies do they use? What special pricing or discounting do they offer? And how does this affect your pricing and position relative to the competitors? In competitive positioning and messaging, what are the competitors saying about themselves? What are they saying to current and prospective clients or other stakeholders about your organization or product? How effective are their messages and generating interest in competitor products or diminishing interest in yours? What keywords are competitor dominating in search engines? And lastly, the win or lose analysis. What proportion of new sales are you winning or losing? Why are people selecting your product over competitors? And why are they selecting competitors' offering instead of yours? What is marketing research? It is a systematic process for identifying marketing opportunities and solving marketing problems, using customer insights derived from the collection and analysis of marketing information. Marketing research identifies the problem to be solved or the opportunity to be explored, as well as the information required to address research question. It also involves processes for collecting the information, analyzing it, identifying insight, and reporting findings and recommendation to those who will take action based on the result. There are common subjects for marketing research. These are the environmental factors, customer attitude, behavior, and perception, product research, marketing, advertising, and promotion research, and the corporate research. When we say environmental factors, how they affect consumer behavior. These include factors such as health of economy, the legal environment, the market trends, and the other social factors, technology and influence, and cultural factors that make doing business different in one region or country. Customer attitude, behavior, and perception is a marketing research can be essential in understanding customer needs, how their needs are or aren't being met by the market, views about various product and companies, satisfaction level, preferences for the product features and pricing, the consumer decision-making process, and the factors that influence it. Product research explore where opportunities and gaps exist for improving existing product or introducing new ones. Concept testing, sizing the market for the product, market penetration, testing product effectiveness, and customer receptivity. Marketing, advertising, and promotion research. This is the area of research seeks to improve the effectiveness and research for marketing activities such as market segmentation, messaging and communication, advertising and media testing, event, sponsorship, packaging, and display testing. And lastly, the corporate research. Corporate research investigates corporate reputation and opportunities for strengthening organization positioning in the market through brand building research and development, mergers and acquisition, strategic partnership, corporate planning, and profitability. Consumer buying behavior versus business buying behavior. Buying behavior varies greatly between consumers and businesses. That's because while consumers purchase goods and services for personal use, businesses buy these things either to manufacture other goods or to resell them to other businesses or consumer. The participant characteristic influences and the buying process are different for both groups. The business market includes firms that buy goods and services in order to produce products and services to sell to others. It includes retailing and wholesaling firms that buy goods in order to resell them at a profit. Because as of business-to-business marketing apply to institutional market and government market, we group these together. The business marketer needs to know the following: who are the major participants, in what decision they exercise influence, what is their relative degree of influence, what evaluation criteria does each decision participant use. The business marketer also needs to understand the major environmental, interpersonal, and individual influence on buying process. What is business market? The business market comprises all the organizations that buy goods and services for use in production of other products and services that are sold, rented, or supplied to others. It also includes retailing and wholesaling firms that acquire goods for the purpose of reselling and renting them to others at a profit. In the business buying process, buyers determine which product and services their organization needs to purchase, and then find, evaluate, and choose among alternative suppliers and brand companies that sell to other businesses. Organizations must do their best to understand business market and business buying behavior. There are characteristics of business market. One is market structure and demand, the nature of buying unit, and the types of decision and the decision process. Market structure and demand. Businesses market typically deal with the far fewer but far larger buyers. Nature of buying unit compared with the consumer purchases. A business purchases usually involves more decision participants and a more professional purchasing effort. Often, businesses buying is done by trained purchasing agents who spend their working lives learning how to make better buying decision. And third one is the types of decision and decision process. Business buyers usually face more complex buying decisions than to do customer buyers. Purchases often involve large sums of money, complex technical and economic consideration and interaction among many people and many levels of the buyer's organization. What is business buying behavior? The model in figure suggests for 4 questions about business buying behavior. What buying decisions do business buyers make? Who participates in buying process? What are the major influences on buyers? How do the business buyers make their buying decision? One is a model of business buyer behavior. Second is the major types of buying situation. And the participants in the business buying process. There are major influence on business buyers. There are environmental factors, organizational factors, interpersonal factors, and individual factors. Environmental factors are business buyers are influenced heavily by factors in current and expected economic environment such as the level of primary demand, the economic outlook, and the cost of money. The economic uncertainty rises, business buyers cut back on a new investment and attempt to reduce their inventories. Organizational factors. Each buying organization has its own objectives, policies, procedures, structures, and system. The business marketer must know these organizational factors as possible. Interpersonal factors is the buying center usually includes many participants or who influence each other. The business marketers often finds it difficult to determine what kinds of interpersonal factors and group dynamic enter into the buying process. And last is the individual factor. Each participant in the business buying decision process brings in personal motives, perception, and preferences. These individual factors are affected by personal characteristics such as age, income, education, professional identification, personality, and attitude toward risks. And lastly, the business buying process. There are 8 stages of business buying process. Buyers who face a new task buying situation usually go through all stages of buying process. Buyers making modified or straight rebuys may skip some of the stages. One is the problem recognition, general need description, product specification, supplier search, proposal solicitation, supplier selection, order written specification, and last but not the least, one of the most important is the performance review, because in this stage, the buyer reviews supplier performance. The buyer may contact users and ask them to rate their satisfaction. The performance review may lead to the buyer to continue, modify, or drop the arrangement. You have 2 institutional and government markets. Institutional market consists of school, hospital, nursing homes, prisons, and other institutions that provide goods and services to people in their care. Institutions differ from one another in their sponsor and their objectives. And another one is government market. The government market offers large opportunities for many companies, both big and small. In most countries, government organizations are major buyers of the goods and services. Government buying and business buying are similar in many ways, but there are also differences that must be understood by the company that wish to sell products and services to government. And that's all for our lesson 2. Thank you.